that soon, I think. God, it's getting too out of control now. It's longer than it was when I was 18, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you're 18, it doesn't bother you.
No, that's straight enough. Yeah,
Yeah, because the girls like it, you know. Oh, you know, his lovely hair he's got. Oh, he's got hair on my hair. You can touch it if you want.
yeah, yeah.
Touch it. Go
It's very weird today because I mean, my two grandsons, they go for a haircut like every 2 weeks,
on.
and I think like in our day, how often I can't even remember going for a haircut.
No, never. One of your friends did it. He was leading there.
Yeah, but it just we obviously had it cut because it didn't get. I remember it being like sort of shoulder came to sort of there, but I don't ever remember it getting any longer than that. But it didn't bother us. But my they when they go now, it's like an army style haircut.
But it's all this clean line thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's basically shaved the back and sides,
Yeah.
and I'm still in the same mode. My will sort of grow over my years, and they'll be saying to me, "When are you gonna have a haircut, Bamper?" But I just go to the garage with mine with the clippers and
Yeah.
give number three all over, and it works.
Yeah.
The clipper tried to come in.
I don't know.
Oh, there we are. He's got his sort.
Ah, Mike, well done, man. Well done indeed. What was it?
Very technical.
Well, you
I
forgot
had
to
to
switch.
restart.
All right.
I don't know what really happened, to be honest. The setting said it was automatic, so it changed between portrait and landscape when you turn it, but it just didn't. I think it may have had an update when I was out.
Uh,
When they keep giving, I don't know if you've got iPads, but they keep giving updates now quite sort of regularly to, I don't know what it is now, iOS 7,650 or whatever. But they keep putting and of course, one of the problems is the older iPads now no longer support anything, do they?
No,
no.
no.
So it's no good having an old iPad anymore unless you want to use it just for putting photos on. But even that now you can't do because as soon as you log in, there's the memory's not enough for it.
No.
Yeah, yeah. I got one of the old, no one either. I'm not sure if it was the first one, but this is certainly an old iPad, and you can't update it. You can't put any of the new stuff on it. But it was Marion's birthday last week, so that's what I got her. Funnily enough, is an iPad because she's forever asking me to show her to do stuff on a computer, and I just said. It would just start an argument because I would never have made a teacher because it's just too frustrating. I said I can't sit down for 2 hours showing you and spend
Yeah.
another 2 hours tomorrow telling you the same thing.
I know.
So
I know what you mean. You
I
got
think
when people
trying
ask
to
me,
keep,
go on, Mike.
I was trying to teach your partner to drive is probably the worst thing in the world.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
oh,
can imagine so. Yeah, that could quite easily bring around a divorce, couldn't
yeah. Yeah, got the same sort of thing with teaching guitar because people have asked me, "Oh, can you give me a few lessons of guitar?" Well, I can show you a few chords, but oh, that'd
it?
be great. That'd be great. You know, it's okay. And right, all right, I'll come around for an hour. So they come around and say, "Well, you know, okay, this is G, right? Ching, play it." He can't play G. Oh well, okay. Then well, I'll show you how to play it. Right? He put his fingers like on the guitar and now play it. You know, So I started getting frustrated. I said, look, it's G, man. It's the basic chord. Or we try an E. There we are. We try an E. Easiest chord in the book, And they don't get to do the E, and you think, oh fuck, I'm in for a try in afternoon, right? And so then I get them to play E, but then they're saying, right now, the most important thing is not the E, it's how you play the E with your right hand, strumming 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So get them to count, Follow me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arm up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now you do that with a plectrum in your hand, and you put it towards the strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and then all of a sudden it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no! I got no patience. Look.
You make it sound so easy, Con. As a pretty new sort of person to the guitar, you do sound like the hardest thing in the world for me. It's a bit like driving a car, really. Sort of steering a wheel, putting your foot in the clutch, and changing the gear at the same time. It's the same thing. Like you just said something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4. But 1, 2, miss 4. 1, 2, miss 4. That's not so easy at all.
No. No, but but it is. It's true when you're learning the guitar. It's not what your left hand doing on the fretboard. It's what your right hand is doing. That's the most important bit, It's the rhythm. Even just to take a hand off the key. I used to get people to take their hand off the keyboard and just strum the open strings. And they have keeping 1, 2, 3, 4 is like the end of the world. Like I said, count to 1, 2, 3, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You got to have like a metronome in your brain. And for me, it's normal, it's natural, it's there, But for people who don't know how to do it or never done it, I can't understand why they can't do it. I can do it. You should be able to do it. This is why I've never been a guitar teacher.
Yeah. And it's a bit like a language as well, Con. You know this. Is that when you first learn it, you're thinking what they say translated to English, and then answering in French, rather than just answering in French.
Oh, this is with British people as well, man. The same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I'm just saying French because you were speaking French.
Yeah.
But it's I've exactly the same in Spanish. I found the same. Somebody speaking in Spanish, I was translating what they said to English, thinking what my answer is going to be in English, and then transferring it to Spanish. And it's the hardest, stupidest thing in the world. But if you just answer without even thinking about it, your brain will let you do that.
Yeah. But once you cracked it, and I've tried. I won't say count. I won't lie and say countless times, but I have tried to pick up a guitar, and
Sorry, I am here.
if you can do it, great, you can do it. But it isn't easy. It's okay if you say, right, play one chord and just keep playing that one chord. But once you say, right, play 2 chords, to be able to position your left fingers in exactly the right place, because if you don't position them in the right place, you end up with dead notes, and then so you say, right, you crack, right, you get G and you get E, right, and you've got to be able to, without looking, do a G, do an E, do a G, do an E, and you've got to learn that off parrot fashion, and then your fingers start to hurt, and then they start to bleed, and then somebody says, right, now you need to learn a D, and you think, shit, two is hard enough to flip and learn. But to do it and position those fingers exactly where they got to be positioned, and I need, because I got like short, podgy fingers, I'd need a fretboard about 9 inches wide, so they wouldn't be able to, so they wouldn't be touching other strings with the wrong finger.
You'd be all right with a Spanish guitar.
Yeah. No, it's not an easy thing to do.
No, you're right, and I think everybody says the same with their splodgy fingers, and there are people with long, narrow fingers, but it's and do you know what took me the longest thing as well, Biscuit? You know, you say that was not doing what you're saying, trying to put your fingers in the right place, but till I realised most guitarists, more often than not, don't put their fingers in the right place anyway.
Yeah.
No.
You know, they're more or less right, the same as they don't hit all the strings when they're playing any notes.
No.
You know? And nobody tells you this. You think, oh, I've got to play all these strings.
Yeah.
You're playing all these full chords, and nobody's ever going to use a full chord when you're playing guitar, you know. You're hitting one string of that chord, basically, so you don't have to play all the strings, you know.
Yeah.
But that,
Yeah, but when you're playing taught con, nobody tells you that.
nobody tells you that, no, because it has to be, you have to learn how to play the right chord, and then you can play about with it when you get confident enough, you can play about with the chord.
Yeah.
But the problem is then you give up because it doesn't sound like it's supposed to sound, if you know what I mean.
Because you were being self-critical.
Yeah.
But all you can hear is the rubbish that's coming out the front of the guitar, like, you know.
Yeah. But the experts, because like you balls it up and stop, and everybody can see then that you balls it up, whereas somebody that can do it properly, they may balls it up, but they just keep going.
Yeah. Here's a classic one, right? This afternoon, I was just down a rabbit hole, and this thing came out about play Stairway to Heaven, how to play Stairway to Heaven. And I watched it, and that's pretty fucking easy. I'm sure I used to be able to play that when I was young. So I got the guitar, hang on. And the way they show you is very easy, you know. It's like this, you go. Yeah, no problem. But I tried playing that this afternoon, and it was more like.
That's it. Stairway to Heaven. I know that. I can play that.
I can play like that as well.
The one I liked was I didn't have before was this. I never had that when I was young. This bit. Then I'm doing like you know, Mike. See, I got to reposition it.
Yeah. But wait, don't stop, Con. I was just saying, Biscuit. Now, when he's playing that, he's making mistakes with his sausages on his fingers, isn't he? But he's just carrying on. But when we do it, you go, "Oh shit!" and stop.
I played a chord there, right? Nothing to do with it, but it fitted, so I didn't stop.
Yeah. At the end of today's lesson, right? Can you all come back next week and play this for Con?
Yeah.
That was today's lesson, boys. Next week I will clean, you know, right?
It's a guy in Greece I know who does more or less what you used to do, Connie, but he just does it all year for tourists, and he plays all those sort of songs, you know. I mean, he's a very good guitarist. I mean, his name is Petros, and he plays. You name a song, he'll just play it. But again, it's a strange thing. I noticed he was playing off backing tracks now, so he only has to play a little bit of it, really. You know, because all the backing playing.
Yeah, well, it's so much. I used to find that or playing with the band, and it was what used to really make me howl. Really, was one night you're playing with a band with about 10,000 watts, and you're on a stage of about 2,000 people in front of you, and the next night I was playing in a club, not a club, a camping, with about 20 tourists. And when you're playing with a band, you just laying back on a guitar. Everybody's doing their bit, and you can concentrate on the singing and you just do a little bit of guitar now and again. But then when you have to go back and then do it all, it's like it's a huge emptiness all around you. But it sounds all right. But when you got it in your head, you got all the drums and the guitars going off and blah 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 blah.
It's my worst nightmare now if I ever had to try and play a guitar in front of people. I'd be happy. I'm happy singing. I'm happy speaking, but playing the guitar, I don't think I could do it. I perhaps could do something here at home by myself, but even in front of one person, I find it hard.
Mm.
In front of one person, it's hard.
You're right. You remember a couple of months back when he asked me to, what was it, something or other, and we had both had the guitars out. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But,
I forget what it was now, but yeah.
Yeah. But that
Just
went all
over
right,
the
didn't
back
it?
of a chair.
There was enough difference of space between us, like 300 miles.
Yeah.
Didn't get the fisticuffs. What have you done, Kipper? Oh, you got muted back.
Yeah, no, I was looking, I thought myself I looked like Primo, but all my hair's gone.
Yeah. You got a blurred background. Excellent. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Give me quite a fright when I looked at it.
Mm.
Anyway.
You look a bit like Mal Pope then for a minute.
Yeah, I do a bit, don't I? Yeah. It's a classic, isn't it? Except I can't play the guitar or sing like him, so
No.
I can't tell you now we're recording, but I'll tell you when we're not recording. Yeah. He's come up the castle a couple of times and played his songs for sort of different things. He's all right, nice guy.
Yeah,
I didn't really know him that well, to be honest, but
yeah, I've met him a few times. His sister used to work in Nicholson House where she used to work.
all right.
So we got to know, wouldn't say know him, met him a couple of times. We came and did a few little jigs for the Nicholson House and a few other little groups.
Yeah.
I updated that list with the names because you said that Emma had probably worked off the list that was on the Langland bench page. I thought, just in case, I mean, she's probably got a record of which one she's done, but I updated the list to show what she's done and what's there to be made. And obviously that picked up a couple of comments then from I know Maria Benjafield and somebody else.
Who's Maria Benja? No, we can't talk about it now. We'll talk about another time.
We have another meeting about that.
So a meeting about the meeting.
Yeah.
You see people, there is secret stuff going on with the Silver Surfers.
It's not, just in case anybody hears this, it's not secret. It's just that it's not right when we discuss people on line.
We shouldn't talk about people that their knowledge, prior knowledge anyway. Knowing that we are going to talk about them.
Yeah, but it's not talking about them in a bad way. It's talking about them, what we have to do for them.
I know. We're still talking about it.
But it's not good to be in public with it.
Yeah.
No.
So all those hordes of listeners out there now, you just please cancel anything you just heard. Delete.
Delete all.
Well, we had an interesting conversation yesterday. No, Friday it was, with guy from the council about surveillance cameras. Because one of our neighbours has got two cameras, one in the front, one in the back. Now the one in the front is a doorbell one, like a lot of people have, but it's high at the top of the door, so it's not a doorbell. It's just looking out. And they got one in the back of the house, which is also looking out across the next door neighbour, the other neighbour's garden. What was interesting is that the guy from the council came around. He said, well, he said, there's nothing you can do about it, really. Because unless you can prove it's harassment or they're using the images for an ulterior motive, there's actually nothing you can do about it, because the ISO something or other, who monitor stuff you record, is a separate body, and they can't actually enforce any of the laws. They can only tell you about them.
Yeah.
It's a bit like we were talking about last week with your drones, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's, I mean, nearly all footage. The only thing is, I suppose we make them data handlers if then they're recording people in the street.
Well, they're allowed to record people in the street because it's a public open space.
Yeah. You can stand on a pavement and film photograph anybody.
No, no. It depends.
You have to have a sign saying,
if they're in their own house or their garden or their own property, it could be harassment then.
yeah, but you have to prove it, and it's very, very difficult.
Why is it when you see footage sometimes and you see all the faces blurred out in town centre or something like that?
That's up to the individual, really. But or they could have said that some of these people maybe they have some sort of issues or something.
Right.
What you don't want to do is infer from the images that you have that the other people may be associated with that action. So people just generally blur them all out just to make sure you don't get sued.
My next door neighbour got his own security company, and he's got cameras everywhere. And I know that some of them will be looking in my back garden.
That's illegal.
Pardon?
That's illegal.
Well, it is, but there isn't anybody who can take an action against it apart from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I personally, I don't do anything in my back garden that I shouldn't do. So I look at it that, I mean, touch wood, it never happens. But if I got somebody came into the back of my house, I know I could just go next door and say, oh, can you have a look at yesterday afternoon? I don't really have a problem with him that his camera overlooks the front and the back of my house.
But that's your choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you could have, say, your grandkids going there, jumping in and out of the paddling pool naked or something, and that then becomes an issue then.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It is an issue, and if you believe that your neighbour has taken video footage of that incident, you can ask the neighbour to delete it off their system if they have recorded it.
Yeah.
But that's all you can do. There's nothing, all you can do is ask. And if they say yes, then that's as far as it goes.
Right.
Unless they use those images for another reason. And then that violates a couple of laws. It's just a bloody nightmare.
But it's mostly advertising though, isn't it? But I mean, because you see a lot of people now putting images on Facebook and YouTube that people don't have permission to do, but they don't need permission. You know, that's the thing. I mean, you just said something, Risky. Sometimes, to avoid argument, I sometimes blur out people's number plates if I put a picture up.
Yeah, well,
there's absolutely no need to do it because nobody can gain anything from that anyway, apart from the police, really.
Well, it's a funny thing, like in the motorhome groups I've got, I would say 70% of people will blur their number plate out if they put a photograph of their motorhome, and it's always, it does spark, I won't say an argument, but it always brings up a conversation. What's the point in it, you know?
But I think the point is, go on, Cap, you know better than me.
You can find out where you live and come and steal your caravan.
How can you find out from your car?
Because if you know anybody who works in an insurance company, the database. So not anybody can find out, but you can find out.
But
if you know the right person.
I'd say it's very difficult though, even with insurance companies, to find something. Like, as I said to you before, you can find out most things from people's dental records because they have all your information, everything from your.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, most
Sure.
people have got information about everybody. We're not allowed to give it out to
Yeah.
anybody.
Exactly, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
That's
if
right.
you've got somebody in that position, then I presume they can. I don't know what insurance can get from your information they can get. Obviously, your name and address. I don't know what else they can get, though. I
Yeah.
suppose it's
Well, all
everything.
insurance companies have a common database.
Yeah.
So they're all
Yeah.
linked to anything you do from a claim, either be a car or a house or any insurance claim or anything to do with insurance. It's all held on one database.
No, fair enough.
So you can't
Yeah.
sort
I
of tell.
know, like Marion worked up at DVLA, and my daughter works up there now. And if they were caught, if somebody said, there's a number plate, can you get me an address for it? There probably are people that would take a risk and do it.
Yeah.
But if they got caught, they'd be for the high jump.
But it's illegal.
Yeah.
It's
I think, don't you sign the Official Secrets Act when you
Yeah,
do?
I think you do if you work for any government body, you do.
Yeah.
it's like-
So that's a custodial sentence, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
if
you
you're
have
getting £20,000 a pop.
Oh yeah, people wouldn't
Yeah.
do it. But if you say you own a car park and you got CCTV cameras and you haven't paid, the next thing you know, you got a summons through the post.
Yeah.
Any legitimate company can register with the DVLA and they don't have to
Yeah.
pay very much, and they can get access to anybody's
Yeah.
information. So you know,
Mm.
You're right, I suppose. Yeah.
it is easy, but
But there again, I suppose you could just take a number down from a car in the street, couldn't you?
Mm.
I mean, I'd be surprised if somebody sees something on the internet and say, "Oh, that's just what I wanted to find out."
Yeah. No, but what they do use as well is like, if they got a car that they've stolen or something like that, then they go looking for another car similar with plates on, of course, and then they change the plates on the car they've stolen.
Yeah.
So it looks like a red Mini or something like that, right? And then the plates would be for the red Mini that's not been stolen, that they've seen on footage somewhere.
Yeah.
But you can just put that into your search engine and find that out anyway.
probably could.
A bit like you find out for the MOT, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just put it in and find it.
You can find out when the car's got MOT and when his tax runs out and if it's insured. You can't find out obviously what the address is.
No, that's what I'm saying. What Con was saying, they duplicate that number plate.
Yeah, but they don't need the address. It's just that when the cops look, they say, "Oh, red Mini." It's covered, like,
Yeah.
without noticing that it's got false plates on it. So it's
if you go on one of these search engines and put red Mini 1992 and start putting a number in, it'll automatically put numbers in
for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what people are getting, isn't it? They get a speeding fine, or they've gone through a flipping ULEZ zone, or they've gone through as I say, speed camera or a toll bridge or something, and they haven't paid. And then the rightful owner of that car and registration number gets the fine, and the bloke who's cloned the number plate, he could be in a totally different part of the country.
Yeah.
If you get a company's car number like that, it's worth doing.
Yeah.
They just pay them automatically. Wouldn't it be great? Do you remember Goldfinger, the film? James Bond, Aston Martin, his number plates switched.
That's right. Yeah.
For different countries. Wouldn't that be great if you had them? So when you went into a different zone, you just.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody's invented these.
Yeah.
Probably illegal.
Well, no doubt it's illegal, but it could save you a fortune, couldn't it? I mean, if people are paying hundreds of pounds every day in fines for parking and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do in London, don't they? it's one of the most common things. You just clone a number.
Yeah.
Driving until the police actually stop you in that car with the wrong number on it. But it comes up on their system as being, a red Mini registration number. Yeah, that is a red Mini, that registration number.
Yeah.
But I just checked, you can't have a red Cooper. I just typed in red Mini Coopers and it said there are no red Mini Coopers. They never made it in that colour. So
but it could be a custom paint job, couldn't it?
yeah, it could be, yeah.
You have to put silver in.
Yeah.
Well, actually, now you say that, do you know if you change the colour of your car, then if you got to tell them?
Yeah.
Right. I've never done it, but I just wondered. That's all.
Talking about Mini Coopers, I saw a great doc on the history of the Mini this week, and they never made any money out of the Mini in Britain, but in Spain and everywhere else where they made lots of money because they charged the right price. But Britain they were at one time they were losing like 20 quid on each car they sold or something like that. This is why BMC went bankrupt. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
My clock is wrong, so I don't know how much time we've got.
Not much time. 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah.
I won't be coming back on. I'm really desperate to go to bed.
All right.
Are you coming back on? Oh no, I want to have a chat with you anyway about something else. But I'll call you.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, call me tonight. Yeah, I'm here tonight.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Call me
when we
afterwards.
finish.
All right. Yeah. Great. Unless you want to come in.
Okay. Plan we're hatching that is top secret.
Top secret. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's on a need to know basis then.
Yeah, it's on a need to know basis. Nobody
Can't
can.
be just on here.
Not even between us.
No. In fact, we'll talk in riddles when we talk about it.
Don't mention a war. I know.
Don't mention the war, boys. I tell you, we're in shit otherwise.
So, before we go, the weather looks, from my point of view, after this week, it looks to be clearing up.
Yeah. We'll think about a day there next week, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's rain till Wednesday this week.
Yeah, it's off and on, isn't it?
Yeah, and then from Thursday to...
Oh yeah. Did you go down and try one in the hole, Mike?
I haven't yet. No, I've been...
All right.
Because we opened the castle Monday, so I had loads of stuff to do up there.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I will do before we're ready. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
All right. That's a good one.
I'll say something. I can't remember now.
Oh, it's all gone quiet.
Memories are great, aren't they? Isn't memories good when you just forget stuff?
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell, yeah. Doing something and you just put something down for 2 minutes and then you go back and what was I
What do
doing?
you think? Some bastard came and stole it.
I did that with a hammer the other day. I was doing something, put the hammer down, picked up a screwdriver. I couldn't remember where I put the hammer.
I took it.
I thought someone's taking it and nobody's there.
Yeah, great. I took a jumper off the other day, right? So the sun was coming in, I was getting hot. Put it down, and then I just put it aside here on a side table, And I thought, oh, it's getting chilly. I go and get my jumper afterwards, So I went into the bedroom to get my jumper. I couldn't find it. I thought, what the fuck have I done with that? So I'm looking everywhere, It's like the pair of glasses you got in your fucking head sort of thing. I'm looking everywhere. Couldn't find it, so I put another jumper on in the end. And then I sat back down and I looked down and there's my jumper. Right next to me.
Anyway, it's going to go in a second, boys. All the best.
Yeah, nice one, Kevin. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice to catch up anyway.
Yeah.
Next week.
Cool.
Yeah.
Get in touch.
All right.
Yeah.